Honestly, I've never really understood buying decorative art pieces. To me, it's always seemed like a waste of money and space, but I'm starting to get it now, and this is the reason why. This is the HyperCube from Hyperspace. It's a light, it's art. I don't know what it is, but I love it. It's something I would have never considered getting, but now that I have it, it sparks more joy than I would have ever guessed. I'm not sure if seeing this over video can even do it justice. So it's a cube and each side has an infinity mirror with an impressive RGB lights that you look into. And once you stare into its depths, it instantly brings you into a hypnotic, meditative state. It takes your thoughts away and it sucks you into the present moment. It's fantastic. You can focus your eyes and gaze down into the endless tunnels of lights, or you can unfocus your eyes and let it absorb you and just become one with the cube. Like, remember those old 3D pictures that were all the rage? No? What about hypercolor shirts? Orbits? Pogs? These guys? I'm getting old. To be fully transparent, they sent me these items for free. Now, just so you know, when I receive items for free, I'm more critical than usual with my review because I could never in good conscience recommend something I wouldn't buy with my own money. And since I'm a stay-at-home dad, I don't have a lot of that. My credibility is very important to me, and I want to be sure that if I say something is cool, it better be damn cool. This is cool. Companies reach out to me daily and want me to review their products. I always say, hey, feel free to send your product. If it's great, I'll make a video. But if it's not, I won't. They didn't hesitate for a second, and that's always my first clue a product might be awesome. So is this worth your hard-earned money? Let's get into it. I have to admit, when I first checked out their website before the product arrived, I was skeptical this would be the type of product I would ever pay for or even make a video on. Now, they had very speedy shipping, which was nice, and not only was the unboxing process surprisingly satisfying, the moment I plugged it in, my entire family got drawn in, and we just couldn't stop looking into it and talking about it. Why stare into the HyperCube? Why do anything in life? Because it's fun. Looking into this box makes you question life itself and sends you down thought trails to places you didn't even know existed. Seriously, when you go to their website, you see people sitting around the floor like a bunch of hobbits staring into this box. It looks incredibly cheesy. Now that I have one though, I just want to sit on the floor like a bunch of hobbits staring into this thing. Before we go further, let's talk about the price. In this video, I'll be talking mostly about the HyperCube 10, which goes for $255 US or 330 Canadian, but they also sent me the Hyper Nano, which is $155 US or 200 Canadian. While my value detectors went off upon learning the cost, now, however, having used them for a couple weeks, it's a fair price for what you get. If you're the kind of person who loves cool quality tech and being able to customize and design your space to match or elevate your mood, I think it's absolutely worth the cost. The cubes have 3 modes that rotate between 95 different patterns that change every minute. Unlike the other RGB lights I have, the patterns are unpredictable, which keeps things interesting. It's always doing something new, though you can make it do whatever you like through the app. There's kaleidoscope mode, which is just fun colors and patterns. It's the mode you put on to show people for the first time, or just have going on in the background so whenever you walk by and you see it, you smile. There's also meditative mode. I usually use this mode when I'm working and just slow the speed right down. It's not as crazy as kaleidoscope mode, but I think it's nicer for a more chill vibe. It's what I'm using right now. Then there's reactive mode. Since there's a microphone built in, this mode is super fun for kids to play with. It's also really awesome while listening to music to really make the music pop, or better yet, if you have real human friends, it would be amazing while having a party. It's also pretty crazy when gaming too. Now the app also works well. It's easy to use and makes it so that if you have multiple devices, they all sync together seamlessly, which is rad. I love how they all play nice. The app is great. If you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I'm a bit of a worrier and overthinker. So I really appreciate finding things in life to help me get out of my thoughts and back into the present moment. And having these lights around, it's like a reminder to stop and get lost in the beauty and wonder of art, to enjoy the now. Every time I look into this thing, I wonder new things like, how did they even make this? Why did they make this? How far can I actually see down into it? How many lights can I see? Is this what forever feels like? What's the point of life? It just goes on and on. Even if it's just 20 seconds of looking into it here and there throughout the day. I don't know, I get it now. I get why people like having art pieces around their homes. They're to make you stop and marvel at the creativity of mankind. Not only does something like this seem impossible, if something like it could be made, well, what else is possible? After they reached out, well, I'll be honest, I was hoping they'd send the biggest one. But now after receiving this one, the HyperCube 10, it's a really nice size. It's like a globe. Having a normal size globe is great, right? But you wouldn't want to put it on your desk. It's too big. That's what the Hyper Nano is for, and I love it there. It makes my desk so much cooler to sit at, and I love taking breaks looking at that thing. The biggest HyperCube would be gnarly, but it would be too big for most rooms and hard to find a great spot for, like a giant globe. The normal sized is ideal for most places around the house. Now, honestly, my first thought when I got the HyperCube was, this thing is awesome, but can I somehow hang it? I reached out to them and they didn't recommend hanging it by its power cord, but it sounds like they're in the process of working on some type of way to suspend it. So that's coming down the pipes. You can put it on the floor like they show on their website, but you wouldn't want to leave it there full time. It's light and easy to move around, which is nice, but it should be on display somewhere. They also did send me a stand for the HyperCube 10, which costs a bit extra, but boy, it's sure beautiful, and it really makes this thing shine. It's extra money, but I recommend it. Now, as exciting as this product is, it's not perfect. It's difficult to place since you do need power. I haven't found a permanent spot for it in my home where it can be appreciated daily yet, but because it's so cool, I think it's worth rearranging the furniture for or designing into our space. I kind of like it here too. The build quality feels solid, but well, I mean, if I had to nitpick it, it appears that some of the little screws have been tightened a little too tight. Maybe not quite cracking the glass or whatever it's made out of, but it's something that I noticed. Honestly though, I'm not worried that it will spider crack like a windshield or anything. And worst case scenario, if you break a mirror, you can buy replacements on their website. So that's sweet, I appreciate that. And you're covered for a 1-year warranty, so it's really a non-issue. I've also noticed there are some tiny panel gaps in the frame as well upon close inspection. But I mean, a thing like this has to be hard to make, right? This is me really trying to be brutally honest about it. These aren't things you notice once it's turned on, but should be aware of. It feels and looks fantastic in person, and those minor details shouldn't stop anyone from enjoying this thing. Also, I let the support know that one of the LED lights was flickering differently from the rest, and it was slightly distracting. I was worried they'd say, oh, it's fine if 1 out of 1,000 lights is bad, that's pretty decent. But on the contrary, they said, thanks for letting us know, and they shipped me a new one within hours. For me, sure, it's great when a product is dope. I love that, but it's the experience when dealing with the owners or the support for a product where it really shows their true colors. You can tell these guys are working their tails off, offering the best support possible to make sure every single person who orders it has an outstanding experience and enjoys what they created. I love that. Now, I've only had it for a few weeks. I can't honestly say how it will hold up over the years, but that's true for any light. I've had these LED lights for years and they still work great, so I can't see why this wouldn't last for years and years either. And the confidence I got when dealing with the support was very reassuring. Look, I have a lot of interesting customizable RGB lights around my house, and it makes whatever space I'm in more enjoyable to be in. As much as I absolutely love all of them, I think the HyperCube has now taken the spot for the coolest RGB art piece I've ever seen, and it's my new favorite light around the house. The HyperCube 10 is your all-rounder for main living quarters, family rooms, and gaming rooms. The smaller Hyper Nanos are perfect for bedrooms, offices, or maybe even on end tables. And the big ones, geez, you'd need a really big space to enjoy that. But if you have the room, that one would definitely be worth looking into. RGB lighting might not be for everyone. It offers a futuristic, modern aesthetic. And if you're the kind of person like me who loves cool tech that makes people go, wow, this is for you. When your friends and guests see it, they will stop, they will stare, and they will want to talk about it. It's great. This is also the perfect gift to buy for that person who has everything or is hard to shop for. They will no doubt absolutely love this. I know I do. My wife even loves it too. Nice work to everyone at Hyperspace. This is an incredibly cool product I think people should buy if they like slick tech or want to jazz up their space with this high-tech portal into another dimension. There's really nothing quite like staring into this thing, and I look forward to having it in my home, sparking joy for years to come. If you want to check it out for yourself, they have given me a coupon to offer my audience. So if you are curious and want to try it out, I'll leave the details in the description below. This product is impressive, has a great warranty, comes with a money-back guarantee, and has some of the best support I've seen from a product. My kind of thing. If you are curious about whether or not this product is as cool as I make it seem, they've eliminated all the risk, so try it and see for yourself. The older I get, the more I realize items like this are just worth having in life. I would spend my hard-earned money on it because I love having things like this around my home. It sparks a lot of joy for me, and I think it would for you too. I love discovering products like this that make life better. If you too like learning about cool products or things that make life better, please consider subscribing to the channel. I have more really cool product reviews coming down the pipes, so stay tuned for those soon. Also, if you were entertained with the video, I'd appreciate you taking a moment to click the like button. It's the only way for my channel to grow. Lastly, I'd love to know what you think. Have you seen these before? If so, what did you think about it? And if you have something else that you think might be cooler, what is it? I'd love to check it out. In case you missed my last video, you can watch it here. Otherwise, here's what YouTube thinks you'd like to enjoy next. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Sad Life.